Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. You can tell probably by the balloons that I'm at a car dealership. I'm at a Toyota dealership that happens to be around the corner from my house, which is a selling point. I came by to look particularly at the Corolla hatchback. They have one. It's white, which is ideal. Yeah, so I just came in to sort of see what's going to happen. There's a couple of really great programs happening with leasing right now with Honda and Toyota, but both cases want you to drop around $3,000 down as a down payment. I do not have that much money, so we'll see what happens. I'm just really here exploring, because if I can do this now, awesome. If I have to wait the rest of the summer, I'm gonna suffer. But yeah, I don't want to be a fool either. So we'll see what happens. If that one car is available for test drive, I will test drive it. Sit down and talk to this salesperson, Teresa. I've told her, listen, I'm in the market to lease a car. I've already spoken to a bunch of people. I'm interested in this car and the Honda HRV. I looked at the Venue as well, so I haven't quite decided. I want to see what you guys can do. And I said, you know, buying a house was easier than leasing a car. My hope is to meet an honest or reasonable salesperson. I told her, you know, I used to sell diamonds. I understand your needs as well as mine. So, and she seems to accept that pretty well. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Well, they don't have the car in stock at the moment. But they're going to get an SE and the Nightshade trim package, which is just cooler looking, and then they're going to get a white XSE with a black roof, which I think is probably the smarter looking of the two. The difference in price from on the website, I should say, is probably about $4,000. So I don't know where she just went outside, I think, to look if they have a pre-owned Corolla hatchback to look at for me to test drive. The other two will be arriving here at the store on the 28th. So we'll see what happens. Right, so I just sat down and talked with Teresa for a bit. The Nightshade edition of the SE, the Corolla hatchback, would be $448 a month. $1,500 down, which is pretty much almost everything I have. So she's talking to someone right now to see if it's possible to drop that payment a little bit, because I told her I want to go check out the Honda HRV. She's like, well, what does it take for me to just not have you go there, you know? And we talked about the reliability of Toyota and blah, blah, blah. But I said, you know, the lowest possible price. Like, what's the most rational price? I understand this isn't a soup kitchen. You're not giving out cars for free. But what's the lowest price possible? And she says, well, maybe I can talk to them about lowering it, as, you know, and so we'll see. I do understand that this drought for vehicles and this challenge that the industry is facing, the automotive industry, is not going to go away anytime soon. We're probably looking at 6 months, a year of challenges in terms of higher prices, availability being in the tank. So I understand. I might be stuck spending more money than I want to spend. Oh, I thought she was coming over here with her manager. Part of my rationale in terms of thinking how much I can spend on a vehicle, I'm sorry, I keep cutting my chin off. Part of my rationale in terms of being able to afford a car these days is my YouTube income. I haven't really talked about how much money I make from my little teeny YouTube channel, but I make on average about $250 a month through advertising and stuff. And I honestly don't even know how that money comes to be. I don't know if it means clicking on advertisements, watching the ad. I have no idea what that means. But on average, I make about $250 a month from YouTube. Now, I consider that my part of my income because I'm taxed like crazy on that amount. but it's probably $100 more a month than I used to make last year. So I keep trying to rationalize putting that money towards a car payment, and then whatever the balance is, trying to imagine that coming out of my regular income. Is that making any sense? So this is me trying to rationalize leasing a car. That's my rationale for leasing. All right, blah 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 blah. So I'm going to get the final numbers I can from her, see if she can show me one of the pre-owned ones so I can actually sit in the vehicle. The vehicles would be arriving here around the 28th. And so I would hope that if I said yes, if I come back tomorrow and say yes, I'll take the car, that if I see the car in person and don't like it, that I could say, hey, not so much. I don't know. We'll find out. Otherwise, I'm going to go look at that Honda HRV probably today because it's only about 4:30. It's still wicked hot though. Oh. All right, so hi, I am at the Honda dealership, and apparently the one car that I was looking at last night, I literally walked around the lot last night looking at it, was the HRV, the LXE or something. It just had all the features and stuff that I liked, and it was around the same price as the Corolla hatchback, but that was sold literally this morning. So I'm talking to a very nice man here who's going to let me test drive the LX, which is like the base model. So far it doesn't look like as many of the safety features are included even in the base model that are in the Corolla, so I'm not quite sure about that, but he started out with a very similar price point for payment as the Toyota dealership. It was $467, something like that a month, with $2,000 down. And I told him, just down the street at Toyota, this is what they were going to offer me. So I said it's got to be at least $400 or lower, and I said ideally something like $350 would be great, because I don't think I could get anything lower than that right now in this market. And so he's talking to somebody now about what that would be. Even at $350 compared to $400, I don't even know. I know that's probably $100 more a month than anyone would have paid last year, but with the way things are going with cars, I don't know what I think. But even like if it brought down to $350, is $50 difference enough to make me change my mind from the Corolla? I don't know. We'll see. Well, he just came back. A very, very nice man. He's from Guatemala. He keeps apologizing for his English, but he's fantastic. He's super nice. Great hair. So he just came back and with $309 a month with $1,500 down, which makes me think, like, is $100 a month enough? I don't know. I have to test drive it. But $309 is what I was kind of like hoping for in terms of a payment. It's $92 less a month than the Toyota Corolla, but the Corolla is cooler. I don't know. I'm gonna test drive it and then I'll find out. This is the Honda CRV. There you go. It's cute. $309 a month. Doesn't that sound good? Ugh, it's a tight fit. There is the HRV in black, and it's much cuter in black. And I know you guys are going to hate me, and someone's going to give me some really bad comments, but I'm just doing it. I'm just saying yes to the car. I'll tell you about the numbers shortly, but the numbers are really why I'm doing it. So it'll be done. I'll be happy. It's just done. Hey guys, hi. All right, so I know that some of you are going to think I'm being an idiot. Some of you are going to think I'm making a very bad decision, and I'm probably making a decision too quickly with no information. Not the first time in my life. But I went over to the Toyota dealership and I spoke to them about the Corolla hatchback. The best price they were going to give me was $400 a month. They might have been able to go down a little bit. I don't know. I came over here to the Toyota dealership, I mean, sorry, the Honda dealership, and spoke with this nice man, Eric, here. The vehicle I was really interested in was the LXE, but they didn't have any. The only one they had was sold. So they only had the XE or the LX or whatever it is. And the original price was around the same price as the Corolla over at Toyota. Then they brought it down to 400, and then I spoke with their manager, who then said, "Let me go do something," because this is the last, I guess, the last couple they have. They're looking for the 22s. It's the end of the month. They want to make this the sale or the lease. And so he said, "Let me go over, and I have some things I can try to add to make this possible if you do it today." Of course, these are all sales tactics I've watched on YouTube. I've heard all the lines. But he came back to me and told me that if I put down 1,000, the payment would be $267 a month or $272 a month. Okay. And so I went over and I got back in the car to really feel around, and is this a car I could drive for 3 years? And they have it in black versus the silver I was just looking at. And in the black, it just looks cuter. It looks cooler. And for some reason, when it looked cuter and cooler, I liked it better on the inside, knowing the price point. And it's around the same amount a month that I make with my YouTube advertising revenue. So I'm in my mind, I'm rationalizing this as being like almost free. All I'd have to do is like pay my insurance and stuff. So I think I'm going to do it. I know that you're thinking, "Steven, you're making a mistake. You're making a mistake. You're supposed to play hardball." But for like, if I put down more money, it's going to be like $260 a month or something. But I'd rather have some money in my savings account, left over. So my payment's going to be so reasonable, and they can do all the plates and all that stuff right here for like $25. So I think I'm going to do it. I know. I can already hear the comments. I know. But it's a lease. It's not a buy. I'm not buying this car. I'll have it for 3 years, and if I decide to lease another car afterwards, or use this opportunity for the next 3 years to save money or build a relationship with a credit union where I can get a better loan for a better car, I don't know. But I know I'll be in a better financial position 3 years from now. So I think this feels like the right decision. It feels good. And it's nice to know that I don't have to spend $30 on an Uber if I get desperate, or spend hours and hours and hours of my life standing at bus stops. All right. So I hope you're not typing any rude comments. Be kind. So I've just agreed that I'm going to do it. Now I'll find out what the next step is. But I feel so much lighter. Just knowing this is being done. All right. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just rambling. I'll talk to you soon. I don't even know what's going on. I've been here for like an hour now, just sitting here waiting. I filled out all the paperwork and everything, and then the manager comes over and goes, "Where is your address before where you live now?" And I told him my address where I lived like for almost 4 years. And he's like, "Well, you don't have any address in Nevada that shows up at all." I'm like, so I have no idea what's going on. Guys, hi. So I did it. I just drove off the lot in the car that I'm leasing. I'm so pleased. My spirit is so light right now, and I'm sure I made a brash decision to do this. But when they told me that the original, of course, it's all a matter of sales and making it sound like it's better than it is. But the original payment was supposed to be like like $460 something, I think. And then they brought it down to, I said, 4, and then I talked to the salesperson. He was able to talk to somebody to get it down to 3 something, and then the sales manager came over, because I guess you try the salesperson more than once or twice, and the sales manager has to get involved. So he came over, and I don't know what I said. Whatever. The monthly payment is 260 something, 267, I think. Um, which I then called the Toyota dealership to say, hey, you know, this is what I'll be paying. They're offering for this Honda HRV. Is there any way you could get like anywhere near remotely close to that? And she laughed. No, there's no way she could have gotten anywhere near this. And so I did it. I might as well, you know, pull the trigger. In this market, with cars being as rare as they are right now and prices being inflated as they are right now, I feel like I got an okay deal for now. This deal probably wouldn't be so attractive a year or two ago, but it is what it is. I'll be leasing the car for 3 years. I'll talk more about it when I get to the house, but here's the car. Let me show you. Oops. There it is. I like it's all black. This looks silver because of the reflection, but look at how the door handle opens up right there. It's really cute. Let me show you the front. And then I'm going to buy some groceries. It's a cute car. I really like it. I like it. It's a small car because, I mean, I fill the front. But the cargo space in the back for work is going to be so handy. I'm just really, really, really pleased. I just can't tell you how this is going to change my life. It's going to change my life. All right, so before I start to cry, I'm going to go into Smith's, buy some groceries, and then drive home and put this car in my garage. All right, I'll tell you more about the numbers and my experience when I get to the house. Hey guys, hi. All right, so I'm home. My car is tucked in bed in my garage. Today, I did not expect to finally just come home with a car. What I was planning on doing was just doing some recon to look at a couple cars and really get a better idea of what I wanted to do. But what ended up happening at that Honda dealership just felt so right. It felt as right as getting my house did. I know that when you're talking to a car dealer or a car salesman that you're not supposed to share any information with them whatsoever. Do not give them any information to use against you as a salesperson, right? Of course, you can't stop me from talking. So I ended up sharing, and I think to my benefit, I ended up sharing what my experience was at other dealerships, how tired I was of the whole process, and that I was just looking for someone to be even remotely reasonable, if not generous, you know. And I shared my experience in needing a car and why, you know, cockroaches at bus stops and homeless people peeing and blah, blah, blah. And my hopes, you know, I just wanted to, whatever. I really do think that sharing some of that with my salesperson, excuse me, and in addition, it was the sales manager, helped this person, especially the sales manager, be, you know, sort of, if not compassionate, just at least help me out a little bit. I really do think he's trying to get rid of these cars. There's 2021 HRV, you know, they're looking to get the 22s in. They want to get rid of these cars, even though they have very low inventory. This car's not doing them any favors sitting on the lot. So, and he had a quota to make and blah, blah, blah. I do think that I got a fair deal, if not a great deal. So if you're inclined to write, Stephen, you got taken, you were had, blah, 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 like, please resist, you know, unless it's constructive, please. So leasing a car was my goal. A lot of you folks kept saying, Stephen, just buy a car, go to a credit union, get a car, you know. I didn't want to own a car, especially a car that I could afford now. This car I have right now, the 2021 HRV LX, LE, whatever it is, it's the lowest trim package. That's what I can afford right now. Even if I had gotten a loan and were to buy a car outright, that's the car I could afford right now. That's not the car I want in 3 years. I want a nicer car in 3 years with better, like I want better features. I'll be making much more money, maybe not much more. I'll be making considerably more money by the time that this lease rolls around. So this is not the car I want to end up with. And if it is, well, there you go. But so leasing really made sense to me right now. So I know that a lot of you were like, don't lease, buy. I ended up leasing, and I'm very happy with it. I got a reasonable price, I think. I don't think my insurance is unreasonable. And so, yeah, I think that all worked out well. I'm sitting here at my kitchen table, watching my cats play around in the living room. Buddy's up in the window, hanging out in the windowsill. You can kind of see him right there. Oh, and then Claire just jumped up to hang out with him. I'm sitting at my dining room table, about to make a sandwich because I'm starving. I've eaten 2 waffles today, and I had a little miniature bag of Doritos earlier because I was just delirious. I'm going to make a sandwich and eat that, have some lemonade, and then I'm going to crawl in bed because it's just past midnight now. And I'm probably going to cry a little bit. You know me, I love to cry because I just don't recognize my life. I am so grateful. No, I don't think I'm going to cry right now. I am so grateful for my life right now. I don't recognize it. I don't even recognize my life. You know, I'm sure this is such a common life in the U.S. I'm sure, you know, I'm sure lots of people own a cheap condo. I'm sure a lot of people lease a vehicle. I'm sure most people make more money than I do. But I'm living this like what feels like a middle class life right now with the house, the pets, the car, my cell phone bill, you know. I just feel like I'm living some sort of middle class life, and that's all I've ever dreamed of. I know I don't have high expectations of things. I've always just wanted to have a normal life. To just throw this in sharp contrast, if you don't know my story, if you've been around for a while, this won't be news to you. But I have a lot of new subscribers who may not know my whole story. But like a little over 4.5 years ago, I was homeless, living in a 2004 Ford Freestar minivan in Florida, which is nowhere near as sexy as it sounds. So, you know, almost 5 years ago, I was living in a minivan, trying to, at one evening, driving around looking for the largest tree I could find to drive right into it. That's where I was, you know. And then I got this job, and then I moved to Vegas, and Claire's trying to knock something off the counter. She usually doesn't do that. Then I got this job. I moved to Vegas, got that studio that I spent so many years in, and then here I am in my house, and now I have a car in my garage. I just don't recognize my life, and I'm so, so grateful. I could cry if I wanted to right now because I could work myself up, but I'm not. So if you guys are my OG subscribers and you've been around for a long time, you know how different my life is, and I just can't believe it. So budget-wise, the car payment itself is $267, I think. I think it's $267. And I make on average about $250 to $260 maybe a month in my YouTube revenue. So I figured this is a win. This is a win-win. So I did get Honda. I'm not sure if I told you this yet, but Honda doesn't have like a great maintenance, built-in free maintenance program. But you know how free things like that are, right? They're not free. It's like baggage at Southwest. You pay for that bag in your ticket. So the maintenance is a separate amount that you pay. It's part of your car payment. So I forget what it is totally, but my car payment's now like $350. I think it's $350 something or other is my car payment, including my maintenance. And then my insurance is $150. So I'm paying, what is that, $500? God, that sounds like a lot of money. But $500 to have this car a month. Now, in my mind, I deduct immediately from that amount about $250 because that's what I make for my YouTube. So really, in the end, as I rationalize things, this car is going to cost me about $250 a month. If I stop going to, say, Busch Gardens 3 times in 1 month, right, the car is going to pay for itself. So I think I'm in a good position, a good situation, and The fact that I stopped off at the grocery store before coming home, I zipped over to Smith's. I jumped out, bought a couple things, jumped back in the car, zipped home. Tomorrow, I'm going to run over to IKEA to return. I have some cutlery that I bought from IKEA. They have like a 6-month return policy, I believe. I bought like some cutlery and things that I liked a lot when I saw it. I never opened the package because I ended up with Onita or something for my cutlery that ended up being super cheap and fantastic. I love it. So I've got like some bits and pieces, odds and ends from IKEA that I want to return. Normally, it would have been a 3.5 hour journey out there doing what I had to do and coming back in temperatures that are 115 degrees. Now, I can scoot out there in a few minutes, drop that stuff off at the return point, and be home in an hour from beginning to end. It's gonna be life-changing. This is gonna change my life. Not only just going to work and coming home, but being able to go to Walmart and buying like enough kitty litter, you know, and just cat food and stuff. I can buy a big giant bag of cat food instead of having to buy the smallest bags and carry it home on the bus, you know. Oh my God, I can't believe my life right now. I really can't. I can't. All right, so if you're tempted to make a comment underneath that's less than pleasant, or if it's unless it's constructive or positive, please resist. I really don't need anybody going, Steven, you made such a big mistake. I think I did okay. I think I ended up in the right place at the right time, being taken care of by the right people. So I think this all worked out well. Now for a gratuitous shot of Eleanor. Hello there. Hello, little lady. Hello. Hi, little lady. Okay, you stay there. I'll stop bothering you. All right, there you go. A little gratuitous cat shot. All right, so I will talk to you guys later. I need to eat that sandwich. Otherwise, I'm going to go crazy. And then I'm going to jump in bed, which is just when you should eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right? All right. Good night. Thank you for being part of this journey, and I look forward to the comments under this section here, because I'm sure there's lots and lots of things you have to say. So I will talk to you soon. Thank you very much, and fly safe. Bye.